Hi, I'm JL Borsler, and I will be playtesting for you our final build. It is a build 8-31-2024, and we'll get into it. We'll pop up our gear task, so we can do this along the way. Adjust the sound so I don't have to try to outshine it. The first task we'll be doing is the level introduction cutscene. You will see this after the load screen when I hit play. What this does is I want to adjust the cutscene and the USA level and reshoot some of the video and the voiceover lines. This will give the player a better experience when the objectives are given to them at the start of the game. And I posted a before video and a finished cutscene. We'll get into that now. Level select, USA level. And you're going to see that after this load screen.
Alright, so they locked you up, huh? We'll get you out of there. Here's what you do. Be on the look for a green potion I managed to smuggle in. It's probably safe, but it should definitely give you enough strength to break out of the jail. Once you're out, you're gonna hit the city hard and destroy everything they've ever cared about. We'll start with the main objectives. The Dumont Hotel. The Sky Limit High Rise. Nvidia Tower. Sega Tower. And for the final objective, the Mafia Mansion. Collect all 5 stars to win the game. Good luck.
Okay, and that was the end of task number 1. For task number 2, it is called Do Voiceover Work. What this is the description is I would like to add voiceover work to the pop-up screens in case the player does not read the text in time. So I'll show you what I mean with that. Drink the potion. Alright, and that will occur right now.
Press 1 for the controls.
And then we have one more after this. Also, I would like to point out that light effect that we just saw. That is right here. Actually, that is task number 3, jailbreak effects. The camera will shake when the player hits the breakable wall, and the lights will flicker, and that's what we just saw. And I have video of before and after in each level. We did cut Japan. I did get a hold of you and I told you that, and you were fine with that. But I do have a video from both levels, before and after. So that was 3 that we just saw, and we saw part of number 2. And we're going to finish up number 2 right here.
Press C to toggle the quest map.
Alright, we'll pause it. That was the end of number 2. And for task number 4, we have a few subtasks here. So task number 4 reads, change the turret and projectile feedback to the player. Description is, I want to add more feedback to the turret for the player experience. Also, I will be changing the appearance of the turret. I actually got rid of the changing the appearance of the turret, and I made that a whole separate task just in case that wasn't going to get done. So that is actually the next task, so we won't worry about this little writing because it is not in any of these subtasks, so we're fine. I have videos of before and after, and then pictures before the turret, and then after adding a laser to the turret, attaching 3D sounds, adding a weapon charge sound effect when you walk up to the turret, and then when the turret hits you, it creates a green blood splatter. I chose green because you drink a green potion, you're a green monster. And once again, we did add a laser to it, so I will show you that now. So that's the other turret, but we'll do this one. And then as you hear the sound, it gets quieter when you walk away. That was number 4 there. That was all those subtasks. We saw the laser. We heard the sound get quieter as you got further away and louder as you got closer. We heard the weapon charge up. We saw the green blood splatter. Now, to replace the turret appearance, I have before and after pictures here. Before and after. The after is what our artist made for us, which came out really good. So I would do a close-up of that. Very talented artist. He made that in Blender. Pause the game. And for this task, I would like to add finalized assets to the USA level. That is pretty much, I took away a lot and I added what the art team made, and that helped cut down on performance issues. I have videos of everything on this. We have 3 subtasks within this task. Each subtask I put the before and after video showcasing. So I have the jail exterior and interior. For the next one, this is in the midway game, so this is after the jail breakout. We added more grass, houses, bushes, trees, adjusted all these buildings, added more buildings. And then for the back of the map, I added a new mafia mansion, more bushes, trees, and repositioned the turrets. Each of these also have before and after videos. So the main task does not have any videos, but the subtasks contain videos of their own processes. After you break out, we have the art team's fences here. Another garden fence on the left there. The trees that were made by the art team right there. The brown and green leaves. I added all these bushes. Added fences around the houses. Put in that new building. Added more houses and fences. Added more trees. Added some background trees up there. Those are tree cards, courtesy of the art team as well. Go and show you. I added all these trees too. chaotic. I brought this wall in. As you'll see in the before video, this sat back quite a bit further. I added these little garden decorations, courtesy of the art team. A new door, courtesy of the art team. Added this asset. This is made by the art team, and I also redecorated this entire area up here to help complement it. I wanted to showcase her asset as much as I could. I completed 19 of 15 tasks. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Jayla Borsler.
Hello, my name is Corbin Daniels, and welcome to my final presentation on Colossal Havoc. This will be an overview of the 15 features I chose this month to polish and finish out for the game. The first thing I'll be going over is the character select. I added our new tiger, which we got from our art assets. I gave him his materials and set his mesh to be the 4th slot into the character selection. The character select has its own animation blueprint, so alongside the actual character one, I created the animation blueprint for this screen as well. I do have some more tasks on the tiger character, but I will be getting to the Peru map next because that is what I will be playing in today. As you saw, we had 4 different characters. One of my tasks this month was to assign and implement the elements that I wanted them each to have for their attacks. The elements we chose were fire, acid, lightning, and water, each with their respective character in the character select order. We originally had another character in the place where the tiger is currently, so I had to do some adjustments and swap over the code to let our tiger be selectable. And while I did reuse the code for the selection, I wasn't able to reuse any of the animations, so I had to find ones on Mixamo that were similar to the ones I had already used and implement them to the tiger character in a new animation blueprint. And the roads you see here are a spline-based blueprint that I had created in previous sprints but never fully implemented into my map. On these, and the buildings which I'll be getting to, I had to place spawners for each of my NPCs which I created. For many of these tasks I realized the problems affected all NPCs and not just the specific ones listed. One of these was the health system, which affected Humvees, tanks, and troop transport trucks. The issue being that the health bars were not showing up and the transport trucks were not dying. Another of my issues was the cars being too small and phasing into other larger vehicles. And the buses had a similar problem where there would be giant stacks of them because the large meshes were colliding with each other and stopping them all. And this ended up being an issue with the buses, Humvees, transport trucks, and tanks. Another task I had for the Peru map was to implement turrets, which I did in 3 different places across the map. I also added a warning before an airstrike occurs so the player can get out of the way.
Incoming airstrike. Incoming airstrike.
Next up, we have some of the final building placement tasks in Peru. First is the market here, which is a small strip with only a few buildings. The idea was to get a small strip of buildings that the player could destroy quickly to move on to the next area. And then finally we have the rural area, which is the largest in the map. It has quite a few buildings, but it does lead to the final harbor area. There was supposed to be a final cinematic in the harbor area when the player did win, but with the win conditions changing around and all the other tasks this month, I didn't get around to that part. Overall, I did complete 16 out of my 17 assigned tasks. I gave a couple to some teammates that needed it, and overall it was a very successful sprint, and I'm liking the way the game turned out. And finally, I'll just take us through the harbor area where a couple of my teammates have put in assets and the windscreen here. I hope you enjoyed this map. Again, my name is Corbin Daniels, signing off for the last time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our final edition of our game Colossal Havoc. This is Dan Ogan, and I am going to be showcasing what I worked on in this project. Y'all enjoy the video. Alright. So, character select. We're going to open that up real quick. So, we took out Rampage and we replaced it with the Tiger character. So, just to show you that task. And is select screen. So we have characters. Here's our Tiger one that took place of Rampage. So you can see that's done. Okay. Okay. So now the next things to show you, and we'll kind of re-go over this at the end. The Trader Guy is what starts out the South America map. Some of the stuff is locked right now, so I can't really show you everything that I like to show you. But taking out the character purchases, we can't purchase any characters right now. Functionality of the shop use, and so to show you between screens, and extra widgets for different screens being used, which are kind of behind the lock screen, so you can't really see them, but they are there. And then game finishes. So you'll see 9 tasks here between each of the 3 levels that are functional. All these do the same thing, so I will show you 2 of them. I'll show you the game over screen and the you win with the collectibles screen in this video. The score and money didn't quite work like we wanted it to for the shop, so I won't be showing you that one. The level look here, which has the place uptown buildings and trees in the rural area, and then tracing the roads. I can't show you the roads that were traced, but you'll be able to see the vehicles and the soldiers that spawn on the roads in the South America map. So without further ado, let's get back. I'll show you one at a time. Let's start with the Trader Guy and then go from there. Right, go over here to the Trader Guy. Character extras screen, which would be where you want to eat characters and store them, the character heads, the various different character things that you might want. The potions are different things like your health potion or just extras to help you double damage, your power-ups would be like, say, fire, ice, various power-ups that you can use from your enemies. Also, some that would be manipulation of the enemies using the map. So, this. For search mode and free-for-all mode would just be different game modes that you can find. You can't click them right now, or you'll see here, but just they're not working because it's so that concludes the Trader Guide. Now let's get into the rest here. Alright, we'll start with the death widget right away. and then we'll explain the rest of the map as we go here to give you a better idea. Okay, so we come over here. Character has had a health bar, stuff like that. We weren't able for a long time to get the health completed game over screen, but we just finished getting that. So this is what that worked. The main menu. So game over screen with the skull there. Alright, so that one shows you all those things. Alright. And that would be reflected on every map. So again, you saw 9 of those maps. 3 for each one because of the map. They all work the same. For this map, USA and Japan. So they should all work the same in functionality wise. Okay, so now in this run we're going to get the collectibles and show you that the collectibles work. We won't have enough time to run this thing twice as far as the timer goes, but you get the general idea. The timer counts down, and if the timer runs out of time, then a timer expires. Up, tell the player, okay, hey, time expired, and we'll ask if the player to retry. So, always make sure that when you destroy the buildings, specifically the objective building, you pick up the collectibles, because sometimes the UI will reflect they're there when they're not really. So just make sure that you get those collectibles and don't end up having to search for them later. So just to show you as well, well, we'll get to that in a minute. I'll pull up the quest map. This wasn't something we did this one, but the quest map will help with your way around if you have played this enough. For now, I know where to go. So on these roads, the AIs will shoot at me based off of the roads being traced for the AIs that I mentioned I did. That's part of my tasks. As you can see, there's the can't really see it. Anyway, there is an objective circle around the objective when you hit C to pull up that map. Right? Oh, and before I go out of this area, that castle building right there, that was there before, and these brown buildings, but then all these other buildings surrounding the area, the racetrack, and then over around this area, the projector, stuff like that. I added those in to kind of give it a more populated look and uptown. Obviously, you want more buildings in the enemies that were populating. Again, that was due to the AI trace of the roads that I did as part of my Jira tests. And let's see. Always make sure that you get all those collectibles. Alright, so now that we're in the rural area, you'll see that there's a lot of trees, not as many trees, because in a rural area you can have a number of trees, but you'll have some trees. This is a lot more populated than what it was because of the more lively and stuff like that. So, showed you the trader to get this last skull, you collected all the skulls. And we hit yes that we want to try again, it will just bring us right back into the game again. And allow us to just keep playing if we want, right? So, but we're gonna go ahead and quit to the main menu from here. And as you can see from before, that was also a task of getting those to work, but not in this edition. Okay, so we went over the character select and we removed Rampage. We added the tiger in there. The trader guy, which I showed you again, we take out the character purchases, functionality of the shop use, being able to move between screens, and the extra widgets for the different screens to be used. So as you see, those are all there. The widgets showcasing those. I showed you the game over. I showed you the UN collectible one there. This money one doesn't work yet. And then the level look, placing those uptown buildings and adding trees to the rural area, and then tracing the roads to make those AIs work. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope this was enlightening. But I think we got somewhere around 14 to 16 tasks done. These widgets here was about 9 of them. So, in between those 3 levels. And then you had 2 here. That's 11. Another 3 here, 14. And then 15, 16. So, I mean by my count. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys on the next one.